Hey guys, in one of my earlier videos, the Rule of 72 video, I talked about something called a Roth. And I thought it would be a good idea to go into that just a little deeper. You may be asking yourself, man, what the hell is a Roth and why should I even care? And quite simply, the Roth is a powerful way to invest and save for a comfortable retirement. The Roth came about in 1997 because of the fact that Americans in general were not saving enough for retirement. You might realize that people were starting to catch on that Social Security might not last forever, that it could eventually dry up. And companies were moving away from pensions as a way to take care of employees and reward them for many years of service. And so the Roth was born or created. And the Roth is designed for your average working individual. It's not designed to benefit the rich. I know, it's a shock. It's one of the few things that isn't. But what's great about the Roth is that it is something that you fund with after-tax dollars, and it's never taxed again. And you might say, well, how's that any different from anything else? Well, a traditional IRA is funded typically with pre-tax dollars. It's designed to help lower your tax obligations during the year. And the trade-off is that you get taxed at retirement when you start withdrawing money from there. Now, if you've been saving up money for, 40 years, and if it's grown to a sizable chunk, that means that Uncle Sam is going to take a huge bite out of that, right? A huge bite when you might need it the most. Well, with a Roth, that's not the case. A Roth is funded with after-tax dollars. Uncle Sam has already had his cut out of it. And it is never taxed again. When you start taking withdrawals out of it, you don't pay taxes on that. If you end up dying and leaving that to your family, they wouldn't pay taxes on it either. And that's one of the huge benefits of it. Now, there are, as you can imagine, some caveats that go along with that. Number one, first of all, in order to contribute to a Roth, you do have to be making money of some sort. There is an exception. If you're the primary breadwinner for your household, you can contribute to your spouses, even though they don't work. Some of the other caveats are you have to be making money, but you can't be making too much money. For an individual, you have to make less than $137,000 a year. If you want to fully contribute to your Roth, you have to make less than $122,000 a year. For a couple, well, you have to make under roughly $207,000 a year as a couple. And to fully contribute to it, you have to make less than $200,000 a year. I believe $193,000. Excuse me. There's some additional benefits that come into play, though. The limits right now on how much you can contribute are $6,000 if you're under age 50. If you're over age 50, you could take advantage of a catch-up provision and contribute $7,000 a year to it. So that's a little bit into how it works. Now, as to the power of it, I touched on that briefly in the Rule of 72 video. But I'm going to share a little more about that. Remember, in that video, I discussed if you were 18 and you made one good choice and you contributed to a Roth, you've put in $6,000 when you were age 16. And then I continued on with the scenario. You never added anything else to it, but you did average about a 12% rate of return. That $6,000 could grow to better than $1.5 million from one good decision. Now, if you were to contribute $6,000 a year to a Roth from 18 to age 66, well, it could grow to over $14 million. If you and your spouse contributed to a Roth, each of you putting in $6,000, well, then between the two of you, you could have $28 million at retirement, assuming a 12% rate of return. This is huge news, okay? Not a lot of people know about or are taking advantage of this, and that's why I'm so passionate about discussing it. And that's why I'll probably end up talking about it repeatedly, okay? But you can help me out. You can share this video Like I said, kids aren't getting a financial education in school, so every kid you know should know this information before they start working like a dog for the rest of their lives, okay? And everybody that is already working like a dog, that isn't a multimillionaire, that isn't making $200,000 a year, should know about this as well. We'd all like to retire someday, and there is a way to do it, okay? So please, share this video with your friends. If you've got questions about it, hit me in the comments below, okay? But I want to get this information out as far and wide as I can because not enough people know about this or are taking advantage of this, and it can be life-changing.